Marhaba and hello, with you is Rashid the Arab Gamer, and today I'm going to be introducing a new show called Game Point, where I talk about what's happening in the gaming industry from the Arab world. So, first topic I want to bring up is the Xbox One. Now I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about the whole Xbox One, people getting angry, PS4 for the win, Xbox 180, whatever. I'm not going to be really getting into the whole fanboy war thing. What I am going to be talking about is how the Xbox One was going to present pretty interesting, genuine ideas, but how they just completely failed to execute it. So, before I begin speaking about all that, I just want to say thank you, Microsoft. I genuinely mean it. Thank you so much for getting rid of the DRM problem, because in all fairness, had the Xbox One been launched with the DRM problem, people here would have bought an imported copy of the Xbox One, they would have taken it home, and they would have probably gotten really angry because they can play any games on it. Now, the thing is, the stores here in this part of the world, they don't really know what they're buying. They just kind of import and sell. So a lot of them would have probably not known that the Xbox One had a region restriction. So a lot of customers would have returned angry and would have caused a big nightmare scenario, probably leading to a lot of people here never buying an Xbox One or any Microsoft product, period. So thanks again, Microsoft. Now, let's begin with the discussion. Before Microsoft kind of got rid of the DRM, it kind of did have some pretty interesting ideas. The first one was the ability to share or sell digital content. Now, this is a really big deal, because as it stands, if you buy a product, let's say from iTunes or Steam or Xbox, it kind of gets linked to your account. That's it. You're stuck with it. You can't do anything about it. So the thing that they were going to introduce is some sort of a system, although we didn't know what it was, to let you actually sell that digital content. So it was pretty cool. I like that idea. And it kind of means that you still own the product even if it's digital. Because initially was that if you buy a game, an Xbox One game, you put it in the Xbox One drive, you play it, that's it, it's done, like it's linked to your account. You don't need to worry about the disc. If the disc gets broken, whatever, who cares? It's linked to your account, you can just re-download it, that's it. It was a pretty cool concept, and I kind of liked it because you could actually share all that content, and it kind of presented new ideas, and it was pretty cool. Another thing is the whole cloud thing. Now, I understand that Microsoft didn't want to release it regionally because I believe they wanted to somehow put and ensure that there are servers in specific parts of the world. I would assume they would put a server somewhere in the UAE where gamers in the Arab world would be able to connect to the cloud at a more lag-free environment and be able to stream games without the need to download them, period. It was a pretty cool concept, I liked it. But the problem is, it kind of relied on one thing, which was the internet. And the internet, as it stands, is just not that sustainable. The thing is, the problem with the Xbox One and its original ideas is that we were just not ready for them. As much as people wanted these things to happen, the whole 24-hour online check-in, it was just not going to work. I mean, especially in this part of the world, because let's face it, our internet isn't exactly the best, especially in countries like Lebanon, who barely get any internet. And if we do manage to get connected, it's not for a very long time. I mean, sometimes we even like to take our consoles to our friend's house and say, hey, I got a new game, check out the Xbox One, I want to show it, I want to bring it to your house, and then you forget to connect to the internet because maybe your friend doesn't have internet. And this also goes back to what Adam Orth, who was an ex-executive at Microsoft, said. He said that basically, the electricity goes out too, I mean, the internet is supposedly supposed to be as sustainable as electricity, and that's completely wrong. That's the first mistake Microsoft made. They completely assumed that the internet is as sustainable as electricity, and that's complete BS. I mean, even in the US, how often do you hear the term, the servers went down, as opposed to the power plant went down? That just doesn't make any sense. So this was the biggest problem. I mean, I get it, they were really eager to test this out. They wanted people to get used to this environment where they're always connected, They're always online, which is probably the main reason why they came up with this 24-hour check-in, because they wanted people to constantly be online. They didn't want people to feel left out. They didn't want some Xbox Ones to be out of date while some were up to date. They wanted everyone to be on the same level. It was kind of cool, but we're just not ready for that yet. I mean, look at OnLive, and when that started out, it kind of demanded users to be connected to, stream games on the internet. It didn't let you download any games, you just stream games, but look what happened to it. No one bought it OnLive, and this was only released in America. So, it's kind of a bit heartbreaking. At the same time, it's satisfactory. I mean, people look at this as an accomplishment, but what did we really accomplish? Is it really a next generation system, or is it just an Xbox 360 times 2 kind of thing? Maybe we're still in the same place, we're just gotten a better, more powerful system, and maybe that's all that people wanted, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the main thing, which are the games. So I really hope that Microsoft just kind of doesn't completely ditch those ideas. I mean, there's also the family sharing package, which is pretty cool. The ability to share packages. I mean, if my brother is somewhere else in part of the world, he could still play some of my games. That's kind of cool. I don't want Microsoft to completely ditch out on these ideas. They're pretty genuine, cool ideas. And had they had executed it in a certain way without these restrictions, they would have seriously been ahead of the game. They should have been more clear. They should have told us what these things are, tell us the benefits. But, they kind of shied away from it, and they weren't really sure. And in the end, people looked at it as, bad publicity. So that's about it. Tell me what your thoughts are. Are you going to get an Xbox One now that Microsoft has completely dropped this whole DRM business? Are you kind of annoyed that they got rid of all these features just for the sake of making an Xbox One more, user-friendly? What are your thoughts on this? I'd love to hear them. So, and of course, don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, and whatever. It's all down there in the description below. This is the Arab Gamer, gaming from the Arab world, and you just watched Game Points.